You know what's one of the most confusing feelings in the world? Things are going well, like genuinely well. She's texting back fast, she's laughing, she's showing up, and then, out of nowhere, something shifts. The energy cools. The replies slow down. She seems distant. And your brain goes into full detective mode trying to figure out what changed. And here's the worst part. You probably didn't do anything wrong. Not in the way you think, but something happened. And if you don't understand what it was, you'll keep experiencing this pattern on repeat, with this girl, with the next one, with everyone after that. So today, I'm breaking down 7 real reasons women pull away. Not the surface stuff, the actual psychology behind it. Because once you understand this, you stop panicking every time the energy shifts. You stop sending the "you okay" texts at midnight. You start responding with calm instead of chaos. And that, bro, is what keeps her coming back. Let's get into it.
Number 1, you made her the center of your world too fast. This is the big one, and most guys don't even see it happening in real time. Things start feeling good, so you naturally invest more. You text more, you check in more, you start rearranging your day around her. And it feels right because you're excited. But here's what she's experiencing on her end. She's watching a man who had a life slowly make her the whole life. And that's not romantic to a woman. That's pressure. Because now she's responsible for your emotional state. She becomes your whole source of good energy. And that's a weight most people don't want to carry. Women are attracted to men who are already full, already going somewhere, already busy with something that matters. You invite her into that life. You don't abandon that life for her. The moment she becomes the whole focus, she starts pulling away because it doesn't feel like attraction anymore. It feels like attachment, and those are 2 very different things. Keep your life. Keep your momentum. Let her be a great addition, not the entire foundation.
Number 2, she felt the neediness underneath the confidence. Here's something wild. You can say all the right things. You can play it cool on the surface. But women are reading something deeper than your words. They're reading your energy, and energy doesn't lie. If underneath the cool texts and the chill replies, you're anxiously refreshing your phone, overthinking every response, running her name through your head every hour, she feels that. Not the words, the frequency. And when she feels that kind of invisible desperation, something in her instinct says, something's off. This isn't her being cruel. It's a biological response. Neediness signals emotional instability, and emotional instability, even hidden, registers as an unsafe environment for a woman to open up in. She can't explain it. She just suddenly finds reasons to be busy. The fix isn't to fake confidence. It's to actually build it. Fill your time. Get back to your goals. Date yourself for a while. When your good mood is no longer dependent on her reply, your energy completely changes. And she'll feel that shift too.
Number 3, you stopped being a little bit of a challenge. Let me be honest with you here. The guys who keep women interested long-term are not the guys who are always available, always agreeable, always saying yes. They're the guys who have standards, who have preferences, who push back occasionally. There's a difference between being kind and being easy. You can be warm, funny, caring, and still be a little difficult to fully read, a little unpredictable, not in a cruel way, in a way that says, I have my own inner world that you haven't fully seen yet. When you agree with everything she says, always reply instantly, never express a real opinion, never challenge anything, you stop being interesting. Not because you're a bad person, but because there's no tension left. And tension, the right kind, is what keeps attraction alive. Have opinions. Disagree sometimes. Say, nah, I see it differently, and hold your ground calmly. It sounds small, but it changes everything.
Number 4, the conversation shifted from real to routine. Think back to when things were at their best. What were those conversations like? Probably unpredictable. You were surprising each other, finding new things out. The energy was curious and alive. Now, think about what conversations look like when the energy starts dying. How was your day? Good. You?
Same. Cool. And repeat. Bro, that's not connection. That's check-ins. And nobody gets emotionally addicted to check-ins. Women pull away when conversations start feeling like maintenance instead of experience, when there's nothing to discover anymore. The fix isn't to start performing or force deep talks. It's to stay genuinely curious about her. Bring new energy. Share something real about your own life. Ask a question that actually makes her think. Create moments instead of just filling time. Curiosity is the fuel. The moment it runs out, the connection starts coasting, and coasting always leads to fading. Number 5. She tested you and you failed without knowing it. Pay attention to this one. This is the one most guys miss completely. Women test, not because they're manipulative, because they're wired to find out if you're who you say you are before they fully invest. These tests are usually subtle. A canceled plan, a slightly cold reply, a situation where she acts a little distant to see how you respond. And most guys, the second they feel that pull, they panic, they over-explain, they double-text, they ask, "Did I do something wrong?" They start trying to fix a problem that was actually just a question. Her question was, "Are you solid, or does your confidence disappear the moment I'm not warming you up?" When you respond to her distance with calm, when you reply once, go about your day, and don't spiral, you pass the test. She realizes you're stable, that you don't need her to be consistent to stay grounded. And that's exactly the kind of man she wants to keep around. Stay calm when she gets distant. That's not indifference, that's strength.
Number 6. You got too comfortable before you earned it. There is a certain energy in the early stages. You're both a little guarded, a little mysterious. You're putting some effort in, not desperately, but naturally. You're showing up. You're engaged. There's something to figure out about each other. Then some guys hit a certain level of comfort and they stop. They stop putting in the small things. They stop being thoughtful. They stop showing up with energy. They think, we're good now, I can relax. And relaxing is fine. Relaxing is natural. But there's a version of comfort that tips into invisible. She doesn't need grand gestures. She doesn't need a performance. She just needs to feel like you still see her, like the connection still matters to you, like you're still choosing her, not just coasting because she's already there. Small things go a long way. A real conversation, a specific compliment, remembering something she mentioned a week ago and bringing it up. Those small things say, I'm still paying attention. And that alone keeps attraction alive longer than most people realize. Number 7. She outgrew the version of you she met. All right, this is the last one, and I want you to really sit with this because it's the deepest one. Sometimes women don't pull away because you did something wrong. They pull away because they've been growing, and they look beside them, and you're standing in the same place you were 6 months ago. Same problems, same complaints, same energy, same version. Women are drawn to men who move, men who evolve, men who are working on something, building something, becoming something. Not because they need you to be successful, but because growth is attractive, momentum is magnetic. A man who is always developing himself has a pull to him that doesn't fade because there's always something new to discover. If you want to keep her interested long-term, keep becoming, keep building, keep leveling up. Not for her, but for yourself. Because the man you're becoming is the man she'll respect. The man you're becoming is the man she'll want to stay with. Growth doesn't just make you more successful, it makes you more magnetic.
Look, I want to be real with you for a second. The reason women pull away is almost never about the surface stuff. It's almost never about what you said or didn't say. It's about energy. It's about emotional stability. It's about whether she feels a pull toward a man who knows who he is. And here's the good news. Every single one of these 7 things is fixable. Not by changing who you are, but by reconnecting with the version of yourself that doesn't need her validation to feel good. The version that has a direction, that has standards, that stays calm in the storm. That's the guy who doesn't just attract women. That's the guy women don't want to lose. If this hit different and you've been through this exact situation before, drop a comment below. Tell me which one of these 7 hit the closest to home. I read those, and I want to know. And if you want to go even deeper, if you want to understand the signs she's giving you before she pulls away, the ones most guys don't even notice, I made a video on exactly that. 7 signs she's into you but won't say it out loud. Watch that next. It connects directly to everything we just talked about. You're already ahead of most guys just for being here. Keep going.